the focus since day one till today, and I think even probably 20 years down the line, it's going to be healthcare, technology, patient first, customer first. And I think we're still there. And I think that's awesome. That's how it should be.
My name is Megha Jalui, and you're listening to the awesome podcast powered by CitiusTech. This is where technology meets purpose, and today I'm going to meet some awesome technology leaders who are shaping the healthcare industry with passion, grit, and new age technologies like artificial intelligence. We are celebrating 20 years of CitiusTech with some epic behind the scenes stories with these amazing human beings who are making it happen. I have with me Sana Pathan, Senior Technical Specialist at CitiusTech. Hello, Sana. How are you? Are you excited for the podcast?
All excited.
Or are you a little bit nervous?
More excited than nervous, I would say.
Okay, great. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. I'm there with you.
It's all on you. Thanks.
So, innovation is more than a buzzword when you can see it change lives, right? Can you share a moment or a project where you saw your innovation directly touch patients or client customers? Share a very special moment.
So when I joined CitiusTech, right, about 14 years back, again, healthcare was a different domain for me, right? So I had worked from back-end technology, but not specifically into healthcare. So when I worked on my first project, that's when we had introduced for them, right, different analysis and stuff. So when I had done that, obviously the first few weeks for me, it was like, okay, probably it's just work as usual. But when it was actually implemented, went to prod, and then we realized, right, the kind of impact that it has, because it eventually helps saves time. When we save time, eventually it helps serve the patients better. So the impact, the ripple effect of our small change in innovation, I got to realize that after a few weeks into the project. And then I was like, oh, okay. So we are not doing a usual tech work. That's when I realized, and that's when it dawned on me, like how different is CitiusTech. And I think from then on, it seeped into us that, okay, probably we are doing a little more than normal technology work. So I would say that's what was the moment for me.
So you mentioned ripple effect, which means compounding. So can you elaborate more on that? I'm very curious about it.
So just imagine, right, now, for instance, right, if a work was being done by a technician or a nurse or a physician, right, probably it was taking about half an hour for them on an average. But with our small change, if the work can be done now in probably in 10, 15 minutes. So just imagine for every single patient in a day, if they're saving 10 minutes odd, right, and they're serving, say, probably 30, 40 patients on an average. So just imagine the impact. So 10 into 30. And so how many more patients can they work with? When they can work with so many patients, how many more lives can you potentially save? So the ripple effect is huge if we try compounding it. It just goes on adding.
Yeah, that's great. That's very interesting, actually. So CitiusTech is known for embedding learning into the way you all work, right?
Correct.
So has there been a specific learning for you, a eureka moment that shifted your perspective or approach in office also, and that's something you've brought in home also with yourself?
Okay. So honestly, from our trainings, the way we are trained, the way our training team works with us, right, over the years, obviously technology definitely goes without saying because we are a tech company. So every new innovations, every new technology, every new buzzwords that's out there, the team tries to embed the information and disseminate it with all the workers, right, so that we eventually learn from it, and then when we learn from it, eventually put it back into the system. Obviously, now AI is the buzzword right now, and obviously we have been getting training on all. So when the AI trainings had just started, right, probably a year and a half back, right, although I come from a tech background, but I was not something who would implement it into my day-to-day work per se, in my day-to-day life apart from work. But then definitely, since all this AI is coming in, right, AI, chat GPT, Copilot, I'm actually personally trying to use it also, be it for my investments, be it for just looking for places around where to plan, how to plan my next vacation, how to plan my diet. which I thought I would never do in life, but I'm actually doing it. So yep, I'm implementing it on myself too.
I'm just like you. I do the same thing.
Exactly, and I think it helps.
It helps a lot.
Exactly.
So there's something distinct about the energy at CitiusTech. As Siddhant also mentioned that because you stepped in the company and you all both have stayed, and
Mhm.
that's rare. Really, that's rare.
Exactly.
So, in your view, what truly differentiates you all as an employer, a tech partner, and a purpose-driven company?
So I think I've been here like for 14 plus years. So obviously there has to be a reason. So first thing first is the culture. So I remember when I just joined, I think we were about 350 odd folks at that point of time, and now we are like probably 8,000 plus. That's the kind of expansion we have seen. But even today, if you really want to meet your bosses, super bosses,
Hmm.
right? It's not really a long chain of
Hmm.
chain of
Meetings,
yep. So we don't have to go through a long bookings and all stuff, right?
approvals.
So it's a lot more flatter in that sense. So you can, if you have a really some important thing to discuss, you can really reach out to them, and they're very approachable. So when your senior management is approachable, I think half the job is done. Second, in general, I have seen that the work culture, right? I have experienced appropriate work life balance in my past 14 years.
Wow,
So
that's
like I
great.
I keep seeing posts, right? That okay, you don't burn yourself out. You have work outs. It's work is only for 8 hours. You have your personal life, and I think I've been experiencing that since day one, and which is amazing, which is rare. So I think that's another thing. And as far as focus is concerned, the focus since day one till today, and I think even probably 20 years down the line, it's gonna be healthcare, technology, patient first, customer first. And I think we're still there. And I think that's awesome. That's how it should be.
It's a very powerful innovation, right?
Mhm.
Because your innovation goes beyond theory and into practice.
Exactly.
So, can you recall a time or a moment or any small idea which made like a change in the game for a client or a end user? Like any small story. Can you recall like a moment?
Okay, we had a client, right, who are already working. Obviously, our clients are all healthcare projects, healthcare companies, right? So we had a client who had issues with something called as PHI, so patient health information, which has to be de-identified. So when we had a discussion with them, right, in the first phase, so obviously they were very skeptical about it. But then eventually, when we actually show them how it can be implemented on the systems, right, using technology and over the period, how we can roll it out to different phases in the team. Obviously, it takes a lot of patience, investment, as well as a time to convince the entire team, right? Because it has to be disseminated with the entire team, and everyone has to be on the same page before it is actually implemented. Although that was a long project, probably more than a year odd, but once it was implemented, when it actually rolled out, and when they saw the positives, right, of it over the period, that okay, now they can work on more than one environment, now they can work with more efficient output can be delivered. And when they saw the output of it, right, eventually, although they had invested a lot of amount money as well as time, but when they saw the reaps of it, right, over the period of time, like that was a one time investment, but over the next decade of 15 years, right, they're going to see positives out of it. So I think that changed the perspective. So that happens, and that helps us grow, helps the clients grow. So
Again, ripple effect. Yeah.
exactly.
So far we've had a really great conversation, and
Mhm.
now let's jump into some fun questions.
Okay.
So, your first question is, if Citius Tech was a movie,
Mhm.
what genre would it be and what role you would be playing in it?
Definitely sci-fi. Okay, but I'm not sure which job, what role would I play. But definitely the movie would be sci-fi. It's something like a Ravan in Indian context.
That's great direction, yeah. But you didn't tell what role would you be playing.
I would like to say I'll play Shah Rukh Khan, but I think it won't suit me.
So funny. So, describe your work from home setup in 3 words.
Okay,
Be
so probably I
honest,
should not say
brutally
it on
honest.
camera, but it's my couch. My couch and center table, but definitely lots of tea.
Good. You didn't cheat. So great. So what's your unofficial job title that your team would totally agree with?
Oh, I would like to say it very seriously, that they believe that I'm a senior tech specialist, but that's not what they think about me, unfortunately. They think a bit more, and they probably think of me like an agony aunt, and then come and reach out to me for anything and everything.
So, um, what's your biggest work superpower and your most relatable oops moment?
Okay, superpower, I think I have the ability to listen.
Hmm.
I try to listen and comprehend things. I don't react very easily. That's what I try to do. My oops moment, yeah. A lot of times the camera, instead of being on mute, goes off, and my mom just keep yelling from behind, "Hey!" So I think that
That's
happens a few times. So that's a very realistic oops moment. Happens
yeah.
every now and then.
It used to happen to me also in
Yeah,
college.
exactly.
So, are you good with emojis?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. What emoji best represents your current role
Uh-huh.
and which one describes your actual day to day life? Two emojis.
Current role. Okay. I wish there was something that represents data everywhere. So if there's something like that, I would prefer that to be my emoji for my work. For my day-to-day work, I think it's just a cool emoji. I'm pretty cool otherwise.
Let's go. Okay, so now let's get ahead with the Gen Z lingo test.
Okay, sure.
So, what do you think it means when someone says that meeting was a whole vibe?
I think it was awesome, going in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Okay.
doing great.
Okay, awesome.
So, you hear a Gen Z colleague say, I'm low-key stressed. How is that different from just saying I'm stressed?
So he's not stressed, I believe. I guess low key stressed, so he's not as stressed. So probably not stressed. Is that correct?
No. So it
Really?
means you're stressed,
Okay.
but you won't show it.
Oh,
Inside,
okay.
deep down, you're like, oh my god, what's happening? So low-key stress. Low-key means we are not like showing
Okay,
so
you're
much.
stressed, but you're not showing it off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Covering it up.
Yeah. So when someone replies bet after you assign them a task, what do they mean?
They'll do it like they know about it, and they'll do it in a jiffy. Kind of.
In a jiffy, yeah. That's so
Okay,
Gen
awesome.
Z, jiffy. If you had to rewrite your job title using Gen Z lingo, what would it be? There are examples, don't worry. Data slayist, tech vibe curator, meeting escaping in chief,
Oh, I think definitely something with today with data. I would,
data slayist.
yeah, sounds perfect
Cool.
for my role. And cool.
So according to me, you're also Gen Z certified, Sana.
That sounds good.
And I learned so much from you. I learned about ripple effect, and I'm also a very big fan of compounding. So I'm
Same.
glad we're on the same page. And I'm so grateful that we could have and share this conversation. And you could provide so much for the world.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me, Megan. It was fun.